Hi everyone, hope everything is well with you and your family. Today I will discuss about how Docker will help you. Let's don't waste our time and let's start. Today, let me give you some introduction about myself. That I am Dibas, software engineer, working professional, and you can connect with me in my LinkedIn profile. And today topic will be like this: that we will discuss about some introduction, how Docker will solve your problem, how what is the Docker architecture, how it's work. We will learn about how basic commands of the Docker and how to install something, and we will come to some projects about how it's working. Let's come to the scenario first. Why actually Docker needed? Suppose in the industry, if you are a Java developer, you have developed something. Now it's a time to push your changes to QA team. The tester will waiting for you to test your scenarios, test cases. So what happen is again the tester has to set up everything, what environment, what locally you were using. Server setup will be there, and every bit of things you need to be configure there. And also if something happens, then there will be loss of time and effort. And sometimes basically happens is a developer is using some different version, and you have used some different version. So to overcome this challenge, the Docker concept came. What actually Docker is doing is you create an image of it. It's like a blueprint you created. Like in Java, you create a class and you can have member variables and you can share on your different classes. Like that, you create a container. You deploy your application to different containers, and you can easily uh, do your development. You don't have to worry about the environment part, and that container that will help you out. And basically Docker is a tool which designed to make it easier to deploy and run applications by using container. And container allows a developer to package up an application with all the parts it needs, such as libraries and other dependencies, and ship it in all one package. That's the Docker power is. And basically Docker is a space in a server where you communicate with commands. Okay, then the Docker, you come give some commands over there using CLI, or you can have a REST APIs. And secondly, Docker, you have a Docker client and you need have to communicate with the Docker container. And let's come with this scenario. Like actually you know about this virtual machines. If you have suppose 16 GB of total memory, and you have installed suppose you have installed VM1 has a Ubuntu, and you have given VM to MySQL, and VM3 have some other something. So what happened is you use memory has been used almost 9 GB, and this allocated memory you can't further used. It is wasted somehow. So something like 7 memory has been blocked and cannot be allocated to new virtual machines or anything you want to install. So it was a disadvantage in virtual machine. So Docker came with an conceptual idea that if you have something memory of 16 GB, and if you want virtually It's actually what you are seeing, that 35 GB, 10 GB, everything. That's his virtual memories. He's creating the memories, and he's trying to allocate only 4 GB, 3 GB to your applications, not completely, not wasting any memories. Here you can save your memories. This is what Docker is helping in this industry, and it's you should know about this. Let's talk about what is Docker actually. The Docker is powerful and popular open source containerization platform. Containerization means it's providing only the specific memory to you, and if in case your application wants some memory, he is the responsible to ship it to you. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So used for building, deploying, running application. So it's everything what a developer does, and it's making it easier for DevOps teams. But now the industry's pattern is changing. They want developer also to know about this, how it's working, because he has to be set up all this environment with himself also. He should be capable of. We have learned about Docker. Now Docker you can um, visualize like that only. It's a ship having a containers. So you can in picture you can uh, visualize that there are application containers, a lot of containers are there, so where you can have multiple applications running. So container is a standard unit of software built with dependencies so that applications can deploy fast and readily between different computing platforms. You will later understand actually how actually it's working. Don't go deep about it. Just visualize like this only. Docker can be visualized as a big ship and carries huge boxes of product containers. That's it, you know, basic ideas. And let's talk about architecture part. In architecture, it's you should know about you, that you know about that you build applications, you pull the applications, you run the application. This is the basic core component what actually the application does. You build the application, you pull the application, you run the application. So what you do is you are here, you are as a client, you have can access a remote API or terminal to communicate with the host where actually the Docker is. And Docker has a daemon client. Daemon client is there who is whose job is to take your instructions, and based on that it works over the host environment, where it communicates with first it goes to the image container, that is a hub, where where he used to search whatever you are requesting. Is it present? If it is present, it search for the version. Okay, if version doesn't match, so it will go to the latest version, and it will download to your container. And you, if container is present, then you can simply do the last step, that is run this application in your container, and you can easily access over the client. Benefit of the Dockers, let's talk about this. Build app only once. An application inside a container can run on any system that has Docker installed. So there is no need to build and configure app multiple times on different platform. Second is more sleep and less worry. With container, you test your application inside a container and ship it inside a container. This means environment in which you test is identical to one which the app will run in the application. And probability, third one. The Docker container runs on any platform. It can run in your local system, in Amazon E2C or Google Cloud Platform, any plat- cloud platforms. Then fourth comes version control. It's like a Git, if you know. Docker has a inbuilt version control system. You can use it like Git to pull your images to the cloud environment, and use it. Usually, you can share it among your peers. Isolation means like fifth one, the isolation, which is every application works in isolation and its own container. Doesn't interfere with other application running on the same system. That's a big advantages. And last, the productivity. The Docker allow faster and more efficient deployment without worrying about running your app on different platforms. It increase productivity many folds. You will realize. These are the basic commands. Docker image, Docker pull, Docker container ls, Docker ps run. You can do stuff. Let me show you some demos. It will be helpful for you. Let me clear my console. Let me type Docker images. So you can see, you are able to visualize how Docker images been shown in my system. How it is shown, you only, if you are using Windows, you can simply download that Docker desktop version, which you will get around this much size, 2 point around GB. It's very useful because you don't have to worry about memories. It's about how you use it. And you will get images, container volumes. Images are the image like softwares. You consider it like that. Container is a space where it runs your application. Volume is a allocation space. Okay, that's it. And you have to sign in. And for sign in, uh, you can easily go to this hub docker.com, create a profile, and you will have a lot of things. You can explore many things here. You can Docker official images. You can download any images like Postgres, Alpel, Nginx, Ubuntu, MongoDB, Python, Redis. Lot of things are there, which is officially it's running. So you don't have to worry about anything about it. Okay, let's go to Docker Explorer, where you will find Ubuntu. You should best practices, you should have this Docker image loaded with you. Okay, now the command is, you simply know, Docker pull Ubuntu, and tag is something, the version they maintain. Version latest is this, rolling is this, cantic is this is what it is. Like you mean to say, like they are the sizes, every version based on the OS they are showing like this. So you can use it like here. There are a lot of things I have installed. So let's run something like Docker image. Okay, Docker pull. You need to pull from Docker hub. This is a Docker hub where they used to store everything. You need to pull from there. So what you will do, Ubuntu colon. If you don't write colon, what it will do is it will download the latest version. Okay, if you are specific for a development, or you need only MySQL 5.6 version also, only. So you need to be specific about it. Otherwise, you don't need to be do. Just you need to push Docker pull Ubuntu. He will tag latest and he will search in your local first. If don't found, then it will go to Docker Hub and he will ask for let me download everything from you and let me give everything to the user. So what it does is it's downloading everything for you and it will run. So its download is been completed. Now again you need to write Docker images where you will get your images. Let me see. This has been installed Ubuntu, right? So you can use Docker run something, Docker run Ubuntu, and you can start. Actually, let me run. Uh, yeah, let me check first. You need to first check PSA, which is used to show the process, what is running actually. Actually, the process has been run and exited. It is showing. It's exit. The status is like this only. So what you need to do is to clear. Let me increase my font. Yeah, Docker run interactive mode. For interactive mode, I need IT. Okay, so IT. Let me write Ubuntu bash, because in Ubuntu you know bash is the command. So you push tell Docker that I need my image. So you got your image. That's the that's a pretty Ubuntu has been installed in your system. You don't need to externally go to and install for some few tasks you need to do. That's very easy. Okay. You type just exit. It will exit. Okay. So now let me check container ls. It will show me the list of container what's is, and because our container has been stopped we exited from it. So let me go to like this. So here you will find there are three containers. They're all are being exited. So best practices, if you don't want your container to be just rm, just remove it. If you don't want it, you can write multiple container id. You can also use name also. Okay, you can use name. I am pretty sure about useful about using Docker, about using this. Now you check your previous command. It's nothing, everything is cleared. So it's basic things. Now I will show you a demo about how we can run a Jenkins in our local host, so we don't have to worry about anything. That's the pretty much you as a developer should know. Let me go to Docker uh, images. Let me check if I have Jenkins of any versions. So it will be helpful for me. Yes, I have version of this 2.60.3. Okay. Let what I will do is I will type a docker and I will tell run it. Okay. Now I will give name my Jenkins. I will tell it's a Jenkins. Okay. And let I will tell port number. In my local system it will be 8080, and what server host is providing is 8080. And this can't be changed, but this here you can change. Okay, this is basic thing you have to remember this while configuring this. Okay, slash p is there, and you get to know remote API also you can use. So this you need to be tell while installing. Let me type my Jenkins variable. It will install in my, it will configure everything in my home directory, and Jenkins of version. You need to remember this part. It's very important for you to remember this. Okay, this is pretty. Gosh, you should know about this command. Now you just press enter and just you need to wait for few minutes, and it will do his task. Meanwhile, let's go to our the local host. Let's see, local host 8080. Let's wait here also, and let's see how it's working. It's created a home directory, and some files has been configured, and everything has been pretty sure. I think it will take time. Let it get to work. Oh, it's very fast. You can see the speed of the Docker, how it's pushing his memory management. You get your local password also. Copy this. Okay, just you. I think few minutes only. I think it will go. Otherwise, we can move further. Mhm. Uh, yeah, it's been good. We have covered all these images, full container ls, ps, run. We will run MySQL later because there is demo is there later. Docker run. We have done this. We have done. We got this 8080. I have not installed Jenkins in my local. I am running it from Docker. It's fully up and running. It's showing me. So there is no chance I am installing. Let me show you everything. Uh, let me quickly show you everything. Okay. Let me type and let me continue as admin. Start Jenkins. Okay. Yeah, we are running. If you want to create a job, let's create it. If you want test freestyle project, let's create it. And let's come to the build. Let's execute the shell command, like just checking whether it's working or not. Okay, now come to Jenkins homepage dash. Now you see nothing is there, right? Just I will run it. Okay, now refresh it. Now it's running, it's perfectly running, it's a success. Okay, it's very pretty good and used, and it's been successfully completed and everything is there. Now what you can do is you can see the running status. See the Jenkins CPU utilization. You can see how much limit he has given, and how much is the memory usage is, and how much is in IO operations anything is happening or not, because this is the volume which he has configured, and the container ID is this. Let's close it and let's check. It's here it's an interesting thing where you should know about this port number. It's port a local where it's pointing to TCP, and it's 3 minutes up. Okay, and container ID is the best practice is you should type you should stop your container before closing anything. It's very very important, because if you buy a space in Amazon or cloud space, if you buy and you are running your Docker, then it will be more expensive for you to bear, because in dollars it will go up and up if you don't stop your container. It's very important because it's running. You need to stop. For stopping, just you need to remember like docker stop the container ID, or you can use name. Let me take by name, stop my Jenkins. What it will do, it stop everything, right? It will stop everything, and I think it's been exited 5 seconds ago. It was created 5 minutes ago. That's great. That's great thing we have learned. So you can easily install anything in Docker. So what the Docker workflow is, you might understand. It's pretty to explain it, because you know building, committing, pushing, and everything is what is present in Docker registry hub. It's this image present, and you what you use in a client terminal, you use pull images. That's what. And running a project in Docker, for running, you used to create a Docker file. Docker file is a set of instruction which you used to give for building the application. Okay, then image has been created, and that image has been run on a Docker. Docker is the this, and container it has. So let's exercise this. If you think, I think it will be helpful for you. Let's see. Let's create a Docker demo. Let's see. Docker demo. Uh, let's exercise. Create a Docker file. Let's me create a Docker file for you. Docker file, right? Let's create and let's check. Yeah, we have our Docker file with us. So let me open this. Okay, I've opened. Uh, Put insert, and you can write comment. Um, Build a Ubuntu image or something like that. You can write. Basic command is this capital letter bold. You need to write, and you need to write Ubuntu image. What you need. Okay, if you don't put, it will go to latest. Let me put now specifically. We will check. We want something different. Okay, let's type maintainer. Okay, let me write my name. Okay, you can write your name, because it's in the industry you need to write your name and everything, because there are a lot of people are working, and they, if some issue came in QA or something, they can reach out to you easily. Okay, for that purpose, maintenance is very important. Let's update our Ubuntu also. Uh, let's update it, and in CMD you need to write like this. You need to write like some let's echo, and Right. Hello world program. That's basic program. Let's write it. Then for closing, escape colon WQ. Just exit it. Okay. You can check it if your file is been everything is written as proper or not just before you if you commit something. Okay. Now you can write you now our task is what? You need to build it. Then image will be generated. Second. Then you can run it. Right? Let's create it. That's I have written for you. Need to do anything and you can build it. Build. That's T you created. Then Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Let's type it demo. Okay, there might be I think some other version also. Let me type my version also. And dot is I'm standing in my current directory only where Docker file is. So I don't need to worry about anything else. Okay, there is some tag issue. Okay. Okay. Ubuntu 22.04. Let me run like this. What actually the build is. So what is does is it's internally doing everything for you. It's created Docker file, it's full everything. Now he's going to update what we have written here. It's doing its job is it's doing. It will do so much faster. Now done. It's I think done. You can write simply Docker images. Now what you will get in top in 6 seconds ago you have created your image. See, that's the power of Docker. Now you simply run it. Interactive mode, you run it like bash. Okay, you need to put your version number. So you want like that part, right? Yeah, you have done. If you are with me, then you have learned great thing. I think it's been fabulous that you have run this thing, and I think we have exercised this. So we have practiced also. It's a very good thing that we have learned every bit of thing, actual basic things, and how the work architecture is, how you are sitting as a client having a terminal and communicating with the host, getting the images pull out of it and using it. That's the benefit. That's a basic commands. There are a lot of commands. These are the basic commands you should know. Basic, and that's the workflow you have understand with this example how you build the image and push the image to the container and this container actually you have pushed in locally. Okay, and this is what thing is, and you can also Docker pull uh, pull your image also. Okay, you can pull your images also to the server that it will come in your repository part where I have some done previously. So here you can find it. Okay, this exercise we have done, we actually implemented how it works. And best practices, you remember two things like use verified Docker images. Suppose if you want to search, if you want to know actual which version MySQL is, you type a search command MySQL. This where officially OK comes, that is the verified Docker images. That is MySQL, MariaDB, PHP MyAdmin, Parkna. These four are officially. These all are not a stable version. They have been replicated and forked and they have been used. So you should always remember you should install official. Official. That's the verified one. And don't forget to stop your container before you closing the terminal. Okay. Docker ps. Hey, just check whether anything running. Oh, it's running. So what you need to do is your Jenkins has been running, your Ubuntu is running. Before that, what you need to do, write rm. It will remove your uh, container. What I can say is you can type docker rm help. This will help you a lot in your documentation part plus also learning part. Dash f l v everything has been written. Every explanation is also removed. Remove or one container you can remove every documentation part you can visualize. Thank you. I would say thank you, and it's a great uh, learning. I think I have given a lot of things, and hope you have enjoyed. And